Well, finding the right coach is going to be key for any athlete. Attending the right college, being in the right program in high school can just push you to another level. I found the right coach, and I said he was able to challenge me. I think we've developed a program here that will really be a challenge to anybody out there who's coachable. And we talk about coachability. Are you willing to be responsible and do the work? We're not going to do it for you. We're just going to give you the direction. But this is such a great tool now for people that don't live in our community, who can't be personally coached by us. They can find us online, and we can coach them all over the country. Well, I think these days for kids to perform at their highest level, one, they got to know what they want. And two, they've got to be willing to make some sacrifices. I think sacrifice is a key word that a lot of people don't really talk about until you reach the highest level. But as you're trying to get there, it's so competitive in high school. It's so competitive to get those college scholarships. You need to give something up. Things that kids need to do to be better at their sport is to come at it from a different mental attitude and understand, I live in a competitive world. I need to do everything I can to participate at the highest level. Another thing that kids can do to be their absolute best is to take on that challenge. Challenge themselves each and every day. Champions are the people that continue to get better, that continue to find ways to get better. You hear about guys like Steve Nash late in his career. He was doing yoga and all these different drills. Even now, LeBron James has gone to this amazing proprioceptive training program right before he plays in these basketball games. You see Steph Curry do all those drills. He's not doing those drills in some sort of competition. Those drills make him a better basketball player. And so when kids look at that stuff, those are the skills you need to perform in the game. Well, I'm just an old guy and don't understand social media as well as kids coming up. But social media is an opportunity, and I think it can also be a negative. When social media distracts you from the job at hand, when social media puts you in a negative light, it's certainly going to work against you. But in the way that it can help you, you can promote yourself, you can market yourself. It certainly gives you the ability to touch a lot more people out there. So I think just like any other tool, social media can help or it can hurt you. When it comes to social media, I think one of the biggest drawbacks is kids are able to see what everybody else is doing, and they are not watching their own performance. What we're trying to do here in this gym and out there on the field is be present, be in the moment. And too often we're trying to see what this guy did across town, or what did my rival do, the other day, when we should just be focusing on our own performance and our own training schedule. In the sport of track and field, we say you get what you give, so give it all you got. Sports is about sacrifice. At the end of a season, whether you've been successful or not, I'm going to ask a student athlete and I'm going to say, what did you give up to be here? What did you give up to be successful? If you can't name anything, you haven't sacrificed anything. There is no glory, there is no win or championship without some kind of a sacrifice. Well, one of the keys to sports is time management and giving of yourself. How much should I give of my training and my personal life, and how do I create a balance within all of these different things, especially if you're a student athlete, high school student, college student, even a young athlete that's involved in a lot of different sports. Where do you put all your time and effort? And time management is a real key. And a lot of times we're too young as athletes to figure all that stuff out. And we need a little bit of help with that. That's where a great coach comes in. That's where a very responsible parent or adult or mentor can come in and help you kind of navigate that. We can't do everything. I think one of the biggest problems that we have in today's society is we think we can do everything, stay up as late as we want and stare at our phone till 2 or 3 in the morning, and then show up next day for a flag football game and get it done. Well, you can't. Your rest is every bit as important as your training. Your food and what you put in your body certainly is every bit as important as the time that you spend on that field. So time management is key, and don't let the world pull you in too many different directions. Great athletes think less. Professional athletes even think less than that. So the average person has about 6,000 thoughts a day. The average athlete has about 3,000 thoughts a day. Think less and do more. You know, focus is an interesting word because as a high-level athlete, you talk about it a lot. I knew I was in the zone when I could just focus, and I was able to do this because I was able to focus. And when people ask, well, what is that really? You know, what is focus? I didn't know what it was for a long time. And it was early on in my world-class career that I realized focus is thinking about nothing but the task at hand. I would be on a track at Washington State University. There'd be cars going by, people honking, students on the sidewalk. And when I could block all of that out and just think about running my turn in the high jump, don't think about anything but the next 30 seconds of my life, next 20 seconds of my life. One step, the next step, the next step, doing it right, doing it right, doing it right. That's focus. And with focus comes execution. We take out winning, we take out losing, we execute. And we're in the moment. When we can execute, everything's going to be fine. We'll do it to our absolute best ability. But when we think about, well, this is what I'm going to get if I win, you know, this is what I'm going to get when I cross that line, or here's my celebration dance, we've lost focus. In the decathlon, we say it's not what you get for it, it's what you become through it. Through our program, we want you to just become a better person. Certainly, we want you to become a better athlete, but when you leave this gym, you're going to be responsible for yourself, you're going to be responsible for your wins and losses and your successes and failures, and that's what it means to become a better person.